What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of 2 Times the Grind. Now, my YouTube friends, my YouTube family, you're probably wondering why you can't see us right now. Well, that is totally my fault, and I apologize for no visuals on this fine Wednesday, but I do have a killer migraine, so the camera and lights are just not the best thing now.
Going on 3 days?
3 days, yeah. I actually had it throughout the entirety of the final day of the major.
Mm-hmm.
Probably hardest work day I've ever had to do, to be honest. I was literally fighting not throwing up on camera the entire day.
I don't know. But the struggle.
Yeah, it was a major struggle.
You pulled through though.
I did pull through. It's just what happens sometimes, like do an entire week of on camera stuff and tons of
bright lights and monitors,
and I'm prone to migraines, so
yeah.
But I apologize for no visuals this week, but I didn't want to totally let you guys down.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks, babe.
Because one of the migraines and pulling through first off, proud of you because you crushed it, as always.
Oh, thank you.
Second off, proud of you because obviously you weren't feeling the best and you still, no excuses, went through it.
Yeah.
And then third, I said we should probably cancel this week because I know how terrible you're feeling, and you came up with the idea of doing an audio only, and I think that's amazing.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. He's so sweet, guys. Wow. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Peach.
Yeah.
I didn't want to let you guys down totally and skip a week and stuff. I absolutely love doing the podcast. I look forward to every single week. He's playing footsie with me under the table. See, this is the problem with doing an audio only. You can't see what he's doing.
What are you talking about?
Don't even try and
lie. Don't try to lie to the people. Oh, just because they can't see you.
I can see the smile across the table, though. But I tell you what.
Just take a sip of coffee. She's lying to you.
Episode 9, and so excited because we're one off episode 10, which means whiskey in the coffees.
Make it sound like alcoholics.
No, we're allowed an afternoon delight once in every freaking 10 weeks.
You're gonna be buzzing editing it, huh?
Yeah, well, I'll be glassy-eyed. But so this week we're going to be talking obviously about the major. Some major stuff has happened, which has been amazing. So obviously we're going to be talking about everything to do with the Call of Duty major, what happened, what went down. There's lots of social media drama going on. There was the underdog story. There was, oh my gosh, so much stuff. So much to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're also going to talk about a little bit of Halo, a little bit of 10k. Congratulations, babe. 10k.
Thank you.
My champion. A little bit of Halo, and then at the end we're just gonna vibe, just gonna chill, have a little chat.
Talk about us a little bit.
Yeah, just chat, talk about what we might do on the week off, and yeah, that's it really.
Let's dive into it. What kind of coffee we got today?
Exactly. So we are sipping coffee as per usual. We actually do have a Beanbox coffee currently, and I know what you're probably thinking. Oh, Beanbox again! But the great thing about Beanbox is the fact that they do so many different types of coffees from all over the world, all different flavors, all different.
Again, not an ad.
Not an ad. Not an ad. But
it works. It works really great
gift.
It was a gift from my sister.
Yeah,
obviously.
And we had 2 boxes that have 4 coffees each.
I think it's 4 each.
There's
I want to say, and each have 4 servings, so it works out pretty. We've said it before, but it works out pretty perfect.
So this coffee is a medium roast. It's made by Middle Fork Roasters. It's a Brazil Canaan Estate. So the description goes: we nickname this cup of excellence contender the cookie dough coffee because of its distinct sweet cookie flavor. With its rich, smooth body and perfectly balanced toastiness, it definitely takes the cake. Chocolate chip cookie. That's literally what it says. Yeah. Notes: earthy, nutty, chocolate, and brown sugar.
Really?
I mean, you can't get more of it. I said was it last week I said dessert coffee last week?
I think it might have been the week before.
Maybe. You can't get much more desserty than this. I mean, it's literally dessert.
Sorry if you guys hear any banging or anything like that. You'll see a picture somewhere, probably maybe in the description. We'll link it. We moved our audio setup away from where we normally are. Yeah. So the audio might be a little bit different because I can already hear, when I place my cup down, I could hear it way
more.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, we're in a different place. We're just we're comfortable right now because I want to be as comfortable as possible. Not feeling too great, too peachy. Nice coffee, mind. Really nice.
You know the one thing that I noticed with Beanbox a lot, all the Beanbox coffees?
Yeah.
Their notes are so specific and true for the most part.
Yeah.
Really, when you brew the coffee.
Yeah.
Really earthy, right?
Yeah, it is.
And it definitely has the notes are earthy, nutty, chocolate, and brown sugar. You can taste all of that
Yeah,
when you
can.
take a sip of it. So
Yeah.
it's actually pretty interesting.
The smell is good too.
Yeah, it's interesting with the beanbox. I would prefer this, as always, if it was a darker roast.
Yeah, me too.
But it's interesting with beanbox how accurate it actually is.
Yeah. You know, another thing I really like about it, not that this is, again, sponsored or an ad, but I really like their packaging. Their packaging is fully
cool.
recyclable. I think it's really cool.
We gotta try another service.
Eco-friendly.
You know, because like obviously we're not sponsored, so we're not obligated to stick with them.
There is another service very similar to this.
Yeah.
What is it called though?
Something with an M.
It begins with an A.
Oh, with an A.
Oh, I can't remember it honestly off the top of my
If
head.
you guys know any coffee services that you enjoy or have even heard of,
or
let
you
us
just
know.
want us to test out,
Yeah.
we'll definitely get it.
Well, because we've tried a couple coffees that people have recommended us, but I'm just wondering if they've heard of any services, like kind of like similar to Beanbox. Because I mean, what's stopping us from getting a 1 month supply or?
Well, next week I would like to try a coffee. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but I would like to try a coffee. Well, I wouldn't say try, but it's my go-to in the morning. Like it's one of my favorites.
You want to try your favorite? I know what you're talking about. I'm not going to say what it is. You want to try your favorite coffee with whiskey.
That is true. Yes.
No, why would you should save your favorite coffee?
Why? But I know what it tastes like already, so why not just put whiskey in and try something new with my favorite coffee? Who's with me?
I guess.
Who's with me?
I guess, and then you could tell people it's your favorite and go try it.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Exactly. That's just epic.
Okay.
That was the best decision you've ever made. Okay, let's go for it.
I don't know about that.
Let's go for it, babes.
Yep.
Okay, Call of Duty League Major.
CDL.
Second major of the season has been and gone. And my God, I mean, literally from the beginning of this major, I have never felt such unsurety of what is going to happen.
Yeah.
Like literally from the first few rounds that we had in that first day, I was like, what the hell's going on? Like I didn't get one loser bracket thing right.
I think everyone...
Not one.
I think everyone was feeling the same.
Yeah.
If you had Toronto, we're going to talk about it later, but if you had Toronto winning the major, go buy a lottery ticket.
Like legit. Well, there was 0.9% of people, or 9 people.
Right. 9
Something
people.
like that.
No, but
it was 0.2%.
Is it 9 people that picked them to win or to make the finals?
Pick them to win.
Oh, wow. Okay.
9 people.
But like, see, at that point, like, you're just like trolling.
0.2%.
Like, you're just trolling, though. You know what I mean? Like, if you really picked that, like, you're just like, you're going in.
No, I know exactly who those people are.
Did Miles do it?
No, it's an ultra team. It's an ultra.
They did their own pick'ems.
Yes,
everyone in the
all of them. Yeah, 100%. It's just the management.
Yeah.
I mean,
fair.
and I'm not. I don't mean disrespect by that, but I mean like.
Who else would do it?
you go based on season
Results,
statistics, results. What's been going on recently? Probably the most unsure team heading into this major. They had great pickup with Insight, but still things hadn't changed.
I'm retiring the saying "No Zinni, no Winnie" because I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll never say it again.
After like milk.
Yeah, after that, after saying it right here, I will never say it again.
That's it now. That's it. I tell you what though, but we actually, funny enough, on my bullet point list, I've got to talk about that Toronto's run comes a little later, so we will dive a bit more into that. But we're going to kind of go. How have I managed to do this? I've just cleared my notes.
You cleared your entire notes.
I just cleared it.
Are they still there?
Yeah, I've got it. Going back. Oh my God. I was like, wait, what? We're going to talk about a couple of different things before we get on to the final. We're kind of going to go from like reverse.
Well, kind of in order of Sunday, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that. So basically, I think actually we should talk about Thieves, but why are you laughing at me?
Oh, you're just so cute.
My brain's all over the place
sorry.
today.
You're just so cute.
Thieves first. We'll talk about Thieves.
All right.
100 Thieves, right? So I feel like I would say 2/3 of this major, I think they were a major talking point.
Yeah.
Because they'd had a roster change literally the day before the major.
Yeah.
And they dropped Slasher, which was kind of I think to a lot of people kind of crazy. Like I don't think people really saw it happen. I think they saw it was like a possibility, but I don't think they would actually think they would do it.
Because Slasher's been one of the best.
Well, yeah,
in Call of Duty,
he's an IGL,
period.
he's a championship main AR, and he's kind of like like changing the captain of your ship completely. That just changes the whole dynamic.
The game is just changing, and I don't know because they don't stream scrims or anything, so I don't know the dynamic that they deal with.
Right.
But I feel like his attitude from MW bled into this season quite a bit.
Yeah.
Where he just is very like complainy. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, it's MW's terrible and online and yada yada yada. And I get it because, like, trust me. I mean, I'm right there complaining about Halo and online. I mean, everybody does. But at some point, you just got to deal with what you got.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's why. I mean, I don't think he's been bad. You know, like, I don't. You know, but I actually hold him to a really high standard because of how good I actually think he is.
Yeah,
you
he's
know?
a great player.
Like, if before MW, he would have been like one of my number one picks of like who on my team do I want? I'd go him, you know. And then now it's just so crazy to think now. Would you? Probably not. You know. So I'm not being harsh on him because I think it's a tough. I think anybody could have been replaced on Thieves at the end of the day, and you would have probably been like, okay, like I get it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean,
you agree?
I totally agree. I think it could have been anybody.
Yeah.
But I think what you said is spot on in terms of like the kind of like
the attitude.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of where it was gone. And you know, kind of Kenny said it when we were doing a Twitter Spaces, which we do most mornings before the major.
They're cool.
Yeah, they were really cool. And you know, Ant did a really good job of like bringing in players and stuff because he has the connections and stuff like that. So, you know, Kenny came in and dropped by. And he kind of talked about like why it's working so much because, you know, if you did miss the major, it was working. Like, lo and behold, it was working. They were honeymooning a bit. They were just vibing. They were an unknown entity coming into this major. People hadn't planned for it. People didn't know what to expect. And I think it caught a lot of guys off guard. But it was only a matter of time until people kind of worked it out.
Even though they were one game away from losing in London.
No, they were, but they reversed. They did reverse sweep.
No, I know, but you know, it's just funny. It's funny how not brackets, but like, it's funny how it works out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But I think also just it's situational sometimes in places like that.
So what did Kenny say then?
Kenny just said, look, the reason it works is just because we're having a good time.
Yeah,
like
the vibes are better.
We're vibing, and like we're having fun, and you know we're not taking things like too seriously right now. Like we're just literally a bunch of mates.
They went into it with nothing to lose. You know, we made it a last minute.
Which I actually was saying on the desk the whole time. It's very dangerous to have that.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, you may. Yeah.
Draza, right? He better never get benched ever again. Okay? Because that kid came on in MW and saved their season. Saved their season. They didn't win, but saved their season with, you know, the fake optic. Yeah. They saved their season.
That's a fake optic.
That's what they were to me. Sorry, everybody who, I mean, I think most people would agree they're not in the scene anymore. He saved their season from being probably a dead last team in the major to they actually looked really, so I think, would they get top 4 at the major?
Yeah.
Right? Fast forward the year, right, to this year, and he doesn't make a CDL team.
Yeah, it's really strange.
They pick up Venom before him.
Yeah.
Right? I'll be honest, Venom he's no standee to me, but you know, but at the same time, 100 Thieves is in a worse, LA Thieves are in a worse spot than Minnesota was. So not his fault, like Venom, right? Like maybe we just haven't seen his full potential. Draza comes on, looks incredible.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So if you are a CDL team, I don't know what Thieves are going to do or whatever, but you need to get that kid on your team because I hope that he stays in the CDL, like in the league, and not back to challengers, because the fact that he's now saved an org twice, keep him. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's earned it. Let him stay.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. He really has earned it, and you know he's a phenomenal player.
The first map he comes on, boom.
I know he does. Yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But I think that, you know, especially with Thieves and stuff, there was like the debate and stuff you saw on social media with JCap and stuff about the positionless COD. Yeah. Kenny running a main AR now, even though he's like literally like he's flipped back and forth.
Kenny
between
is
roles
the one
and
dude.
Stuff.
I like Kenny a lot. I think he's got unbelievable talent. He is the one person who I think through 3 titles has wanted to change his role over and over and over again. I don't get it. It's kind of like the Dashy situation to me. You know, like it's like you have so much talent, like just do whatever you got to do to make it work. But but he seems. I mean, he fit the role well.
I was gonna say, what did you make of it? Because I was pretty impressed with Kylo Ken.
Like, because when you're taking top player, like Okay, so to the whole JCat point, positionless Call of Duty, right? I've kind of been saying that. I've been saying it to a less degree, right? I've been saying, there's no more of these like specific roles like, oh, he does the dirty work. It's like, no. Like you need to you need to be going positive. You need to be putting up big damage. Like I don't care how much hill time you have now. Like if you go -5 with most time, fair enough, right?
Yeah.
But if you go -10, it ain't good enough, right? I don't agree with the positionless COD because I think that there are just people that excel more at specific roles. Look at Slasher with MW. Slasher, top AR in the game, tries going over to submachine gun, didn't excel at it, right?
Yeah.
He did good, but goes back to AR, excels in MW. So I don't think that it's positionless, but I think the way that you can word it, top players can do whatever they want. When you take a talent like Kenny, a talent like Slasher, a talent like Dashy, Formal, Scump, those guys that are like top of the top, you'd pick them for your fantasy team, they could do whatever they want on the map.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I feel you. I do feel you. I think it's all just like also situational. I've said that a couple of times, but like, it just depends. Like some people, like, we actually spoke about it one morning when this debate first crept up on Twitter. And, you made a really great point of saying like Octane.
Yeah.
Like
Octane,
he's a main AR.
He fries as an AR.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't see him picking up a sub and moving around like a
I'm not
beezy.
saying that he can't do it.
No, but he's not. Like,
it's just not what he prefers. It's
No,
not where he
exactly.
excels. Let's just say like you're starting fresh, new league, Call of Duty league, right? You're like, okay, I want to pick Octane up as my main AR on my team. You're not just going to be like, oh, actually, I want another main AR. I want a flex player, actually, but I want him to play AR, and Octane can play SMG. You're not going to take a player on your team like that and then just be like, no, he can play SMG role. Like, you're going to take him for what he is.
Agreed 100%. It's a great point. And you're right, we did talk about that because he's capable of doing it, but he's just not going to, again, excel the way that like a simp with a SMG is. And the reason, let me tell you why Kenny worked. Because Kenny is a flex player. He can run AR, he can run subs. So you're like, okay, Kenny, you're already a flex player. We're just going to say you're the main AR now. That's all it is. He already ran AR.
Yeah. And
you're like, okay, now we changed your title. You're the main AR. You're just not switching to an SMG now. So, yeah, he's already comfortable with it. He's already good with it. Positionless Call of Duty, meh.
Yeah.
But can you take a flex player and just label him as a main AR? Yeah, of course.
I agree with you. I tell you what though, Thieves, hell of a run considering what the position that they were in heading into it. The fact that they literally broke like the bracket up for themselves was pretty incredible. But let's move on to Optic versus Rokkr. One of the biggest things that happened, I think, in the major, which I think at the time it happened, I was like, this is the biggest thing that's going to happen. Faze is going to win the whole thing. Little did we know, Toronto about to just go and steamroll Faze, which is just, I wouldn't call it a
steamroll, but
I know what you mean. When I say steamroll, I just mean like they just came out of the blue and they actually beat them.
I got you. Because when people hear steamroll, they're like 5-0 final.
Oh, no. I just mean like they just caught steam. They just literally. Where did that come from?
I got you.
God's
we'll
sake,
talk about it in a minute because I need answers.
Same. I need the universe to tell me. But the Optic versus Rokkr game, super, super interesting. Yeah. Optic had been probably the most heavily judged team that we had in the league heading into this major. As they always are. Yep, of course they are. And, I think there were opinions before this major about, roster changes potentially, all this stuff. A lot of people had opinions on how they were doing.
Their work ethic,
their motivation, whether or not they're going to clean up their act going into the major, how well they were going to do.
Yeah, beat Empire.
Yeah. So they got over some big, big hurdles early on in the major. And then they faced Rokkr for this rematch. And it was, for me anyway, the most highly anticipated match for me. I thought this was going to be wicked. It was.
You were right.
Yes, it was. But, went all the way down to the wire. Game 5, this round 11.
Mm-hmm.
Just probably one of the craziest situations in Call of Duty history. Is that definitely up there on the top 5, I would have said. And, accuracy. Winning that for his team. With a lovely little lineup with the Krig 6.
Yeah.
3-piece. But it was 1v3 situation. Crazy. He was on defense.
Made the play.
I've
no hesitation.
never seen anything like it. They went for the pinch, which was great because the Tatch was on Eskies, right? At this time. We've got, who was left alive? Scump. Dylan had just died. So it was Scump. It was 3. There was 3 of them. So it must have been Scump, Formal, and Dashy, right?
It was all 4 at first.
Yeah.
And then it was
4v2 at first.
So then so you're saying Attach, tries to go in Eskies.
Yeah,
right?
so attach is currently on the long flank around.
Yeah.
He goes to tries to go through Eskies. While that's happening, Standy gets taken down.
Yeah.
Right near where they're trying to plant, where Optic are trying to plant. Accuracy manages to kill Envoy.
Yeah, because he pushed out. Yeah, because he tried pushing.
That then produces a 3v2.
Yep.
At that time, Attach pushes them through Eskies through the door.
Yeah.
He gets taken down, but he gets skumped one shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then Accuracy, at the moment that this is happening, and every single one of the Optic players is looking towards those Esky doors, Attach sees his opportunity and literally just like, I mean, that was a collateral.
Let me actually.
I need to correct you.
I need to correct you because they actually weren't looking Eskies. They Attach went a tad early.
Yeah.
And they were all looking at Accuracy because Accuracy kills Envoy and literally all three of them. If you go back and play, it's hard to notice because you don't actually. Just think about how fast he killed them.
Yeah.
Right. All three of them pointed directly at him, but they were so lined up that no one could get other than Formal.
And Scump was also one shot.
Scump was one hit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it was like, but to what you're saying, it was so quick, quick and so minor. They were all looking right at him. I'm like 90% sure they were all looking right at him.
The way that I saw it happen, I thought that they all were looking at where Attach was, because obviously Attach came from Eskies. He was trying to kill Scump. Yeah. Scump had managed to kill him without the trade. Very luckily, like margin. And that's why I thought all their attention was on him and that front door.
When he turned the corner, Formal was obviously looking at him.
Yeah.
Like when Accuracy turns the corner, Formal is the closest to him. Yeah. So you might be right that maybe like Scump was still pointed towards Eskies, but if you look at,
probably just trying to play his life in the corner.
That's why he's just prone. He's prone on the ground playing his life. But it was a split second. It was either they were pointed at Eskies for 1 second, or they were pointed there. And you got to give Accuracy credit. Obviously, it's an unbelievably, let's be honest, lucky play.
That situation.
But he played the situation flawless because he didn't hesitate.
No.
And that's where you got. That's why everyone calls him like the Iceman, and because he clutches up, right? That's why he clutches up. I mean, close game, 5-5, 1v3. He gets the call out. They're weak. He gets killed. They're weak. He goes.
They didn't even plant either.
No.
So
because that's how quick it was.
In that situation, if you're Accuracy, let's just pretend for a second, like, you're playing in that role. Yeah. Okay. And you don't know that is even a possibility, because I think most people. I mean, hell, I did. I looked at that situation. I saw that.
It's over.
The ratio.
Yeah, it's over. 1v3. One goes down 1v3. They know where he is.
Yeah, because he just killed Envoy. So Envoy just gave them the info. Yep. So I'm just like, well, this is over.
Yeah.
Little did I know it was, but just not in that respect. Like, my God. But like you say your Accuracy in that situation. What should you have done? Like, because you're so on the side right now of losing. Okay, yeah. You're so like heavily defeated almost. Like, is that? I mean, he literally could have turned that corner and died instantly. Instantly.
Right.
So was that the actual play at the end of the day? If you look back at that, if he had died there, what would you have said? Would you be like, that you shouldn't have done that, you should have played it slow?
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right.
Right? If he turns the corner and Formal just 4 bullets him, or 3 bullets him, and he dies, fair enough, right? And people are probably like, why didn't you should have reset, yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, when you're going for a clutch, you can't hesitate. You got to go. And he gets the kill. He got the call from Attach that they're weak in the corner. He saw 2. He saw 2 in the corner. I don't know if Accuracy knew Formal was there. Or I don't know if he knew Formal was there.
Literally he
might not have known Formal was there, and he was turning to fight the other 2.
Point blank.
It just so happened all 3 lined up. I
just don't know how you get through 3 people.
I like his play because it's called out 2 weak in the corner, and he's like, if you're in a 1v3, what are you more likely to win? 2 weak in the corner, right? You know exactly where they are, or you reset, you let them plant, and you let them get to post plant positioning.
Yeah.
Right? You're probably losing.
Yeah.
You're probably losing. So I like his play. Didn't hesitate. Is it lucky? Hell yeah. But at the same time, when you clutch up, that's how it goes. A lot of clutch plays, you're getting a little bit lucky. You know what I mean?
Did Accuracy take any kind of damage at all, or did they manage to get 1 shot off or anything? I can't even remember.
So
fast.
What I think happened, because it's really tough to see, he turns the corner, gets in a 1v1 with Formal.
Yeah.
Right? He shoots Formal. I'm pretty sure he was aiming at Dashy. Like, that's when he turned the corner, he thought he was going to kill Dashy.
Right.
So he sees Formal. So he moves his reticle, like he moves his reticle slightly. One of the bullets, because Seth was one hit, one of the bullets catch Seth, and then he knew Dashy was in that corner, and he just kept firing. Like, his aimer perfectly lined up with one straight bullet going towards Seth.
Yeah.
And caught Seth, and had Seth.
But did he take any damage at all?
He took damage from Formal.
Yeah,
but so I don't know from the Optic side. I don't know if Dashy or Scump
even fired
could shoot him because maybe they were like, "We're gonna kill Matt." I don't know because they might not. It happens so.
That is so
it happens
true
so quick.
because they lined up. Like if they had fired, they would have. And then
but
at
when
the end of the
there's
day,
one-
I would have literally just done it. I'd have been like, sorry.
Well, when there's one left, you shoot. I think that they didn't have a chance to.
Yeah.
I think we don't see it from Dashy's point of view. I don't think he thought he'd push out. They knew where he was. Envoy calls him out, and all of a sudden, there he is, and you have to like snap your aimer over.
But like, if Envoy calls him out, right? Okay, another situation here. If Envoy calls him out there's 3 of them left.
Mm-hmm.
They know that it's 3v2, right? Wouldn't
3v1.
No. At the time when Envoy dies.
Yeah. Oh, was it a 3v2 when Envoy
died? It was 3v2 when Envoy died. No, because Attach pushes up Eskies, and it's literally the split second Attach dies is when accuracy turns that corner.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
When Envoy calls out accuracy just kill me behind the corner.
Yeah.
Why didn't anyone go and follow that up?
I don't know.
If they know he's behind that corner, why are all 3 of them chilling out still in that same position?
Because they're weak.
What, Formal's weak?
Formal was the only one that could have went for a trade. Like, but I don't know.
Why wouldn't you go for a trade?
Because I don't know how quick he was there.
Yeah.
You know, he might have turned to help Scump and Dashy. Envoy kind of went like rogue a little bit, like just went solo. He was sprinting at him, right? Like didn't have gun ready, was just sprinting, which like, you got timinged a little bit. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't tell you because I don't know how close Formal was. Because I think if Formal's super close there, I think Formal probably goes for the trade.
Should they have all been in one
Dashy
position like that?
No, Dashy should have moved.
Why were they all just in one position?
Yeah, well, it happened
They
quick.
should have been spread out.
5-5. It happened quick. They just didn't reposition quick enough.
Yeah.
They got kind of like, I feel like they got kind of like frozen.
They were, weren't they?
It was 3v1. I think they kind of thought they had it wrapped up. Like, I don't know if Dashy even knew.
It was like, I don't think they even, I think it was 3v1 for a split second.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying. It was
second.
2v4 and then.
It was 2v4, 2v3, 1v3.
Exactly.
And it was over.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
was it. Probably didn't even have a chance to look at the freaking kill feed.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. I don't know. I can't say like, oh, they should have ran here because it just happened so quick at the end of the day.
Yeah, it really did. But oh god, it was so sad to watch. That
Go down
it literally
in
broke
history.
my heart.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It was a tough one because I think it's just like that situation is so rough
Yeah.
for like a team. Like it's just it's heartbreaking because you're almost just like you've already accepted you've kind of won at that point. But it's like, it just
doesn't feel real, I think, is what you're saying. Like 3v1.
Yeah.
3v1.
Yeah.
For you to like just split second, snap your finger, you lost. And it's like, what just happened? What the hell?
But obviously with that situation came a whole bunch of drama afterwards as well.
Yeah.
Feelings are hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Just generally after the game, and then feelings are even more hurt because of the nature of social media with our orgs. And I think this is like the funny thing about it is that they fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
That's kind of just what happens on social media with the Call of Duty
managers,
teams. Yeah. They have been really cheeky. That's kind of just what their personalities
I personally have enjoyed it.
Very, very cheeky. But then I think there is the question, and I'd love to ask you your opinion on this, like how far is too far, and when does a joke become disrespectful rather than tasteful and funny?
So I think I'm trying to find the right words, Yeah. Okay, so I've always had this rule, right? I don't mind trash talking the game. I don't mind trash talk before the game. When the game is actually over, I like to see people take a step back and just say GG's and kind of end it. Now, what's happening nowadays with social media managers and having orgs, they have someone hired specifically for their social media, right? They fight fire with fire. A lot of the orgs, they to each other memes and, all kind, like they use their sayings against one another and stuff. I find it entertaining. As a player, I'd hate it. As a spectator, I think it's funny. Like Florida Mutineers social media guy last year was like my favorite person. I don't know who the person is, but literally Mutineers Twitter was always banging, right? So I like it. I think tweeting the players like their faces after a loss is a little bit on the BM side. Like you probably shouldn't do that. Like it's a pretty rough moment. But I don't think it's 100% crossing the line. I just think that it's like, as a player, you'd hate it, right? Crossing the line is taking Scump's reply and trying to like make it a copy paste, you know, like like copy pasta, like mocking him.
Yeah.
I don't, and this is the thing. This is why I don't think it's crossing the line with the original tweet, is because it's kind of just been the norm of what people are doing. And like, you know, on the Optic side, I get where Scump is coming from. If I was Scump, right, I'd be unbelievably mad because, I mean, I'm heartbroken. We had a terrible loss. I see that and I'm like, can I curse on here? Like, you care? I'd say, these guys, okay? Like, them, right? You could bleep it out, but that's what I'd be saying. But the problem with it is, like, on the Optic side, like, you put out content ranking players and, you know, making jokes, and on the podcast you say, oh, we're gonna breeze past, you know, like it's a little bit different because it's like Seth or Matt, like formal, saying it. So I get where Scum's coming from, where it's player to player. Like the Optic Twitter has never done what Minnesota did, you know, but I don't know. I think you can take it either way. I would have really preferred to see Scump and Optic just use it as fuel for the fire. Yeah. But I still get, with saying that, I still get why feelings were kind of hurt over it, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, my opinion on this is very, I don't even know how to explain it. My opinion is something. Okay. So my opinion is that I do feel like it was a little bit untasteful, just because of the situation. I feel like there was no pure, like, for example, the way that Rokkr won that match, it wasn't out of pure skill. No, it was like situational.
It was kicking them all down.
Situational. Yeah. And it was very damn lucky. Yeah. Because actually, they would have lost that map. Yeah. Like 9 times out of 10, and it was that one time out of 10 that they managed to do that situation. Yeah. And they pulled it off. Like, I just don't, it wasn't like a, you know, a slapping or anything like that. Do you know what I mean?
Can I say real quick? Okay. It was, not to cut you off, but just this came to my mind, and I want to see if this is kind of what you would say too, and then you can keep, you know, finishing your point. The tweet is not celebrating your win. It's kicking someone while they're down.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, it's different. Like, I think in that situation, I think you have to, like, respect the fact that the two of you as two different teams, as two competitive teams, went down to the wire, and that was like such a big moment in history. Like, that situation was so unheard of and had never properly seen before. And it was also at a major. You know, I just think that there was a more tasteful way to celebrate, and I do get it as well. Look, you're trying to be entertaining, you're trying to get the clicks. I get it, and you did a good job because you did. But I also then think Scump or any of them have a right to have their opinion on it and want to say what they want to say. I think that's absolutely fine, that they can, you know, look, you really think that they're going to be pleased with that?
No, of course
they're not.
Yeah.
So, like,
you're not supposed to be.
Yeah. So people are saying that Scump's soft and stuff. Get a life. Yeah. Because he's not. He's obviously annoyed. He's very annoyed. Anyone would be annoyed reading that about themselves, and then also seeing their facial reaction. No one wants that filmed in the first place anyway. Yeah. But that's part and parcel of your job. It's what happens. You've recorded for a living. But, like, he can have his opinion. He can have his say on it. Replying back. That's fine. Like you said, the copy pasta.
That's where it's too far.
Way too far. That's not funny. And also for that to be on a personal account
account from the person. Yeah.
That wasn't the smartest idea. I'm not going to say any more on it. On that part, fine. That section, just because I don't, you know, I don't want to get too much involved. All I'll say on it is not a great idea, not very tasteful, very unprofessional.
I think that with Rokkr, maybe they do, I don't know, but they have a very, like, clean image to me, right? like very like friendly, and everyone likes everyone like on that team and stuff like that. I just feel like that's playing into the villain role, which is what I think Seth said, like that he replied to like Ake saying this, like they're like, that's not them, like they're not like the villains, right?
Yeah, I don't know why they just turned it into that.
Exactly. So it just kind of goes against brand, which I feel like is like, imagine if Aches was in the league, right? Like obviously you know Aches from forever, right? Of how long, and he was the villain of Call of Duty.
Paddy P.
Had he won that series, I don't think he would have done this, but had he won that series and tweeted that, it's very on brand to him. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But yeah, I didn't love it. I
also think like coming back to that exact, what point you're making there. It's not like they did an ass whipping either. Yeah. Like that was so lucky. Like they are like they should be thanking their lucky stars that actually happened to them, because they were a second away from losing that.
I feel like I just don't like it all around. Like I don't like the tweet I don't like their tweet. I don't like Seth's tweet. Like I don't like any of it.
Yeah, I don't mind Seth's tweet.
I don't mind it because I get it. But I don't like it.
I would have said that. I'd have been fuming. I would have said worse than that.
Oh, well, so this is my point. I
would have. He was right. They were literally rooting for them.
He would have.
The other day.
Yeah, he literally was spot on. I don't not like the tweet as in it's wrong. He's right. He's 100% right. So fair enough. Tweet what you want. He could have been even harsher. He could have went for the throat.
Yeah,
and he didn't.
jugular.
And he didn't. I don't like Seth's tweet because with OG, I just want to see them. I root for Optic a lot.
Yeah, you got friends there.
I got friends there. I want them to win. Like I have a lot of people in the league that I'm friends with that I want to win, right? At some point. And I just want them to use it as a little bit of motivation to kick fire, like I don't know what the word is, but like kickstart what they need. And like I get him tweeting back at it about how disrespectful it was or whatever, but like I really wish they would have like snapped their mindset into like we're gonna start dominating everybody now. We'll see. Maybe it has. Maybe it has.
But I just think it's just like
you also put out so much content.
No, I know, but the
ranking
thing is,
players and teams.
Yeah, but that's the other thing, babes, is like they're made to also rank it as well, and they're having fun with it, and it just is what it is. But I think
it's a little extreme what Rokkr did.
I think you can accept. I think there's a certain line that in a situation, let's be honest, that is a 1 in a billion situation, okay? And I think it's more so on like a player level and a competitor level that you look at that and you think to yourself like, where is the respect? Because this is never going to happen again. Yeah. Like this was not how to handle that situation. Yeah. Really, the tweet should have been, like do whatever graphic you wanted, okay? Just your team celebrating and being like, yeah, GG's, that was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Like GG's Optic, like what a battle. Like this will be remembered forever. Like best of luck next season. Whatever it is. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like whatever
it's just different because it's the org at the end of the day.
But I think also, I've never liked the phrase witnessing a breakdown. I've never liked that because I think it's mental health related and I don't like that.
Yeah.
And also the picture that they did tweet of Optic.
I mean, they're heartbroken.
It's not nice. No, I don't enjoy watching that back, and I don't enjoy seeing that picture. It's just not very nice. It's just like that is literal. Like that is breaking down, and it's just not fun. I personally didn't find it very funny.
I didn't think it was funny. I didn't either.
But
it's just different because it's the org.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Because like
the org's meant to be the bigger person. Right? I love the fun and games. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be like
the memes
make
it
boring. Make it. I don't want to see every tweet being GG's. I'm not trying to say that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this is a 1 in a billion off chance of happening ever. I think you need to give the respect that situation deserves, and I think that's all there is to it. You know what I mean?
Because don't use other people's like
I think
sadness.
They're
heartbreak.
They're literally broken down in that moment. I just don't think it needed to be said. We all saw it.
Yeah.
Everyone can see that.
And to what, like, this is kind of closing topics on it. It's just what Seth said is it's different from player to player. Like, player to player, trash talking and all that stuff is different to org because, like, who do you go at? You know what I mean? Like, when you're
meant to be the bigger person, you're meant to be the dad.
As an org. You're
meant to be the dad.
Because, like, I mean, like, think
the mum.
Like, when you talk about the respect thing, right? Look at Dashy putting Clay in C tier or something, right? That was disrespectful. Let's be honest, right? Yes. The guy just won a world championship.
Very disrespectful.
But guess what? As soon as Clay slapped him in the first stage major or first major, Clay went straight at Dashy. you know?
Of course.
But that's the difference of player to player, I guess.
Yeah, but and that's within yourselves.
Yeah,
you know, that's
exactly.
just something different. Anyway,
Yeah.
moving on. Let us know your thoughts, though, folks. I would love to hear what you think about that situation, because obviously it did take the social media world by storm.
A lot of different opinions on it.
There was a lot of different opinions. So
who's in the right?
Whatever your
wrong.
opinion is, if you're disagreeing with both of us. I mean, I feel like PJ and I almost have a little bit of a differing opinion on it. Like, I'm a little softer than he is. I'm a bit more sensitive. So I like, you know, but that's just the way it is.
It's different. As a player, I've just gone through stuff like this so much, and like, I get it.
Yeah.
I 100%
it's just the thing
get
is,
it.
I look at it from like a point of view as well. Like, for example, if that was you up there,
oh yeah, I know,
I'd be fuming.
I know.
I'd be furious.
I look at it similarly to what you do. I just have a little bit of a different opinion, having been in the scene so long as a player. It's different. Like when you're the host, right? So you look at the global scale of what everybody does.
Yes, exactly.
And everything.
So I don't have any
Like you don't
kind
have a
of
favorite. Yeah.
I look at Call of Duty as just like, is that good Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Is that fun? Is that amazing? Was that impactful at all in any way, shape, or form? Competitively.
Yeah.
For me, that just was very disrespectful for the situation. And that's it. That's all there is to it. I don't see anything else personal-wise for me that's in there. Hell, but if it was you, I
like Formal's reply.
murder.
Like Seth replied me like, "This is so disrespectful," and he went on like a rant about it. And like I said, I don't disagree with Seth.
Even Hex got involved on his own YouTube.
On YouTube. I don't disagree with them. I just want to make that very clear. I agree with them. I get where everyone's coming from. Formal's tweet was just like, "You're a weirdo" or something like that.
Yeah, I know.
It
was funny. I know. Okay, so moving on from this drama, let us know, folks. Would love to read some of your opinions on it as well, though. It's one of my favorite things to do is actually read what you guys think and say.
I love the
absolutely
comment
love
section.
the comments. Yeah, can I just say,
we love you guys.
Thank you very much, all of you, for tuning in, and the guys that reply, the girls and guys. Thank you so much for being wholesome people. We really appreciate you being here and dropping by and talking to us, because at the end of the day, this is why we're doing this. We got a great community. We do have a great community, and it's building, and we love you very much. Moving on though, Faze.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Aches drinks them.
Aches.
Did you see?
He's the villain. He's the villain, and he's not even here.
Did you see the tweet he put out? You know what I'm talking about when I say he jinxed them?
No, actually, I don't actually
Aches
know.
put out a tweet the night before Sunday, aka Saturday, also known as Saturday. I don't know why I said it like that. Also known as Saturday, saying like, I don't. I'm gonna have to paraphrase, but he said like, I don't see FaZe ever losing a major tournament with the sliding mechanic, basically, because of how good they are at the sliding, abusing cameras style Call of Duty. And then said, I don't know how anyone ever let RCDs join the org.
Yeah.
And then Sunday happened.
He was over his cauldron chanting that night, I
tweeted
mute
him as soon as
tail of dragon, FaZe in the final will fall off the wagon, and boom.
That was really, you came up with that really quick.
I know, I don't know why I'm so weird. So over his little cauldron, Aches has cursed
So
them.
what do you make of it? FaZe lose, concerned, not concerned?
Oh, I'm not concerned.
Do you?
I mean, I think it was just, we were waiting for it to happen, but I just didn't think it was ultra.
Let me say this.
You.
Not concerned, right? Concerned, not concerned. I don't like that question. So I'm going to rephrase the question. Do you think everyone made them bigger than they are too quickly?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. For a long time this season, because let's be honest, we are actually quite heavily into the season now, right?
Yeah, we are. We're pretty far in.
Even though it feels like yesterday. It does feel like yesterday for me. But they were fantastic.
It was yesterday.
Like, you cannot, you just, all you have to do is look back at the VOD, right?
Yeah.
They were miles ahead of every single person, okay? They were doing fantastic things that honestly other people just couldn't match at all. Yeah. For the entirety of the weeks, regularly play weeks. They just couldn't be touched at all. Then
could they not though?
No, they couldn't. They really couldn't. No one could. There was like 3-0s everywhere.
Game 5 with Optic.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but for
Game 5 with Optic,
for the first
lose to LAG.
For the first part of the season, stop winking at me across the table. For the first part of the season, they were doing things that you really couldn't.
I'm trying to get her fired up.
He's getting me fired up already. I'm very annoyed.
First part of the season, they're really dominant.
Yeah, and then we just start. This is where I'm going at. And then we start seeing like little cracks in their armor. This is what I like to say, little cracks, because I do feel like even for the best teams, like for example, Chicago Bulls back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
they did lose some matches, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They did fall off a couple of little times here and there in their regular season, but they always managed to make it in the end, right? They always managed to make it.
Yeah. Game 6, Game 7.
Yeah. So even with the legendary teams of the world, things still happen. They can't be perfect all the time. However, what they're producing is still unmatched.
Yeah, it's high level.
High
level 24/7,
exactly.
which is impressive.
And also, teams have off days. You're not immortal.
Mm-hmm.
You are human, okay? But you're still producing incredible things regularly.
Blood test isn't back yet, so I don't know.
Right? Do you know what I mean? Regularly. So, I then know we all noticed some changes happen in the major when their S&D started to fall apart.
Yeah.
And I think to me that was honestly the biggest thing for them is
Yeah.
their S&D started falling apart. And I think it actually started to blow their confidence a little bit. Actually, their S&D became terrible.
Yeah.
By the end of it, they were getting smoked on their S&D, smoked, and their control stayed pretty damn good, pretty dominant throughout the major. And then they obviously faced the ultimate underdog team.
Yeah.
Ultra. Okay, so they made it to the grand finals. That says something about them. Okay, they made it to the grand final. Yeah. They made it to the grand final. I know they had the shortest run to it, but they still made it.
I don't care about that.
No, I know. Okay, but I'm telling the story.
No, I got tweets like that. The shortest run. Yeah, they went through winners bracket.
I know that. What I'm saying is, I know. But in the major, they had the shortest run, so you don't get to see too much of the cracks.
Right.
They're still showing through,
but
you don't get to see too much of how bad their S&D really is.
Let me just say, the only reason why I made that comment
I know, because people are
tweeting and be like, they only won 2 matches to get there. I'm like,
yes, because they won every other match to get to winners. Bracket. Anyway, continuing on.
Yeah.
This is how I see where this goes. Okay, and I'm also not trying to disrespect Ultra when I say this either. Okay, Toronto.
It's okay. Everyone gets it. Don't worry.
Sometimes when you're the better team, I do feel like there is an element of playing down to a level in some degree. Now, when they came up against Ultra, I do think that they kind of got a little too cocky.
I think ego challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were majorly.
Yeah.
And Ultra were matching that so
beaming.
nicely.
Nameless tweeted that.
Yeah. I actually didn't even see, but I'm not surprised if he did. But I think also the fact that the first game of that went very, very well for Faze.
Yeah.
They were ridiculous. And I think that is where they went wrong.
They thought they were going to...
They were like, oh, this is going to be easy.
Yeah.
And then they realised actually Ultra, first of all, are playing up
to their standard.
To the best standard possible that they could give. Every single one of them were on point. They were off a fantastic momentum run. They were feeling great about themselves. Their shooting was looking good. Bance was looking very good. Kleenex, oh my god, Kleenex was a machine the entire period of Sunday. I don't think Faze were ready for that.
Yeah.
And the problem is, if you're not ready for that, you can't just switch it on in a series. You've got to be mentally prepared for that, because the momentum in a series is so important for a team. And if you fall off that wagon pretty early on and the other team are feeling themselves, you're going to get kind of honeymooned.
And they also don't, we don't have to dive into the whole format and stuff, but they also don't have the luxury of, they don't play on Sunday.
Yep.
So they win map 1. They're like, oh, this is, we got this, and then all of a sudden you don't.
No.
And it's how do you put it back together? While it's happening,
Exactly.
it's a tough trait.
The second map being an S&D as well. It's wasn't ever good at that point, and then I think they kind of weren't expecting Ultra to really bring it to them that way, and the fact that they were also able to match them in the respawns, the fact that Faze were over challenging all the time.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, they couldn't do anything. I mean, it was fantastically close. Love it.
Yeah. So I think, and this isn't on the Faze people. This isn't on the Faze players or anything, right? Because, I mean, I do agree. They were ego challenging a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And, they just weren't playing tight, perfect Call of Duty like we're used to seeing out of them. And to be honest, playing against Toronto, like you mentioned, credit to you, it's probably what it was, I do think people made them somewhat bigger than they were ready for too quickly, because in my opinion, it's the same story so far. This is literally leading up to be the same story that happened last year.
Yeah, I have said this all along, by the way.
Yeah.
All along, people were like, meh.
And they now, Faze, I'll be honest, this loss might be the best thing for them.
Yes,
because
I agree.
now you're heading into the end of the season.
I agree.
Kind of ish the end of the season, the second half of the season, let's say. And you're not going into it where the big bad Faze that can't be beaten. You're like, shit, we need to pull it together. So I think they're my favorites to win champs, right? We'll see with new metas and stuff like that. I think the loss is the best thing that could have happened to them, but I do think people jump the gun, like with Aches tweeting they won't lose a major and stuff like that. It's just too quick. Because let me tell you something. When you go game 5 with Optic in the first major, or the group stage, right? You go game 5, you should have lost to Optic in the group stage. You went game 5 with Paris, right? Amazing major. They bounce back. Amazing major. Yeah. Right?
Absolutely incredible.
Steamrolled everybody. And you're like, okay, these guys are the real deal. They're amazing. They're better than everybody. Then you head into the week 2 or the second stage group play. Yeah. And they looked really good. Yeah. But a little here and there, like you said, like starting to see some cracks. You lose to LAG, and
I have like a little thing about that, by the way. So I do think with Faze though, just because of their style, their gameplay style is so fast paced. Like they're extremely fast paced, and that's really where they separate themselves. They do. They fly at you, and they also challenge things that really are probably quite dangerous to challenge. But because they're so talented, it comes off 9 times out of 10. I think sometimes when they come up against teams that have a very strange pacing compared to theirs, so either very slow or it's slowed down in certain areas like an S&D and a lot faster in other areas, or they do slow it down for the majority of the series, and Faze struggle to really kind of work against that pacing because the pacing is so different from theirs, and they're not quite seeing, like for example, okay, like say you've got a hard point and your rotations are way faster than someone else's, okay? But like you're expecting people to be in certain places, you're trying to read it, and it's not happening.
You go from playing too fast, you're playing fast, to all of a sudden you're playing too fast. Because can I give you a perfect example? And this is something that you're going to obviously recognize because you worked it. Yeah. Splice versus Reciprocity, Halo 5. Like end of Halo 5. Right?
Yes.
Splice, super fast. Rec, super slow. Yeah. Rec beat them twice. You know why? Just play style,
exactly. It's the complete contrast. I think that's where I think Faze has their biggest problem, is the contrasting. And I think that they need to start to adjust. LAG. So like the S&D where we first saw. This is where we first saw the breakdown of Faze's S&D games. Okay, because they hadn't lost a Miami search ever at this point, right? This is the first time they'd lost.
This is first Toronto.
This is first, no, LAG.
LAG
right. Was the first people they lost to, S&D Miami, right? So we had gone into that series. Hardpoint was good and stuff. S&D Miami, we were like, they're not going to lose this. This is what the stats say. LAG had the slowest offensive pushes you've ever seen in your life. Right, walking to bomb, right, with bomb, walking with the bomb squad. And literally Faze didn't know what to do with it. They had no idea how to handle this at all. It was just too much. They were freaking flying through this map.
They ran into the reticle because they're standing
literally
still.
Like point blanking. Like it was bad because it just like this is the pacing problem that I think Faze have, and I think they will now adjust this. Crowder will definitely have picked up on this, right? Especially through the major. Now he's like, this is a big problem, and they will fix this. That's what they're good at.
I hope they fix it.
I think RCTs was like key to getting them through some situations of this major because he doesn't have the same type of pacing as the boys
that they do. Yeah.
He is that main AR, sit back, beam cross map, get them into situations that's a lot better for the fast-paced SMG type situations, so they can push forward they can attack really as much as possible. Absolutely. He does, because he gets them in like the man down situation on obviously the opposite side, so they're man up. Sorry, that's probably a better way of explaining it. The man up situations where the boys can push their fast-paced play, push around, flank if they want to, and really cut them short. Cut the opposition short, and that's what they do a lot of the time. They attack, even on defense. They attack like it's just fast. They need to get their pacing down. I think that's where they're going wrong. And S&D really, I think they just need to rework things. I think they need to be a little less readable now. The same stuff ain't working anymore. They've got to switch stuff up. They've got to adjust.
Going into a new meta now, with new, because they're playing on an old patch. You think they come out as the same dominant Faze, or do you think this is kind of the same tale as last season? Because I've been saying it since the start of like, okay, you started off really hot, You know, same thing as MW. You started off the best team, period. No one could touch you. Frosty told me stories. He's like, he was literally like playing our 2016 team. Of like, you just go into a scrim, you know you're going to get slapped. And you're like just trying to learn something. And because they were like, weren't dropping maps in scrims last year, right, at the start. Fast forward this year, really strong start, win the first major. You know, now you're going into the second half of the season.
I think they're going to be okay because I think it's happened to them earlier than it did last year.
Yeah. They got second. I hate sounding like harsh. They got second at champs last year. They weren't bad.
No, exactly. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But I think they can't put too much pressure on themselves, and I'm not saying that in like their nervousness way, and I don't think it is that.
Like just
I think it's more so like they can't put pressure on themselves to become too cocky, because like I think they actually have quite a good mindset in terms of like handling pressure. I think the pressure actually feeds their confidence, but I don't think it needs to feed it to the point where they become like, oh, we're untouchable, because you're not.
Which is why I think that this loss for their champs run, right? That's why I think the loss is going to be the best thing that happened to them, because you lose the tournament, you know, now you're going into the second half of the season. Yeah. If they would have just 3-0'd, 4-0'd, 5-0'd everyone, you know, for the second major, that's where you're just like, we're unbeatable. Yeah. We can't be touched.
I agree.
But they can.
Yeah, they can. They definitely can be touched, folks. I think we all saw that at the end of the major. And I think we saw it intertwined throughout the major as well. I think, you know, it's kind of like I honestly saw either Chicago or Dallas ending up in that finals at some point in that major. And I was a little worried for Faze, but it was funny that it was Ultra.
Can I ask you a question, stepping away from what we kind of have talked about? Obviously, Toronto is the next thing really to talk about.
It is. Last one.
What do you think Dallas and Chicago need to do to get a win? Because I don't think they're going to make a change. Like, I think it's pretty safe to say I don't see either of those teams making a team change. And also, like, for who? You know, like at one point, Chicago especially, because like everyone's calling for Dashy to be replaced. It's like, dude, they have so much individual talent.
Dashy's incredible.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't really need to, but they don't need to make a roster change, but something's gotta go different, you know? Because even Dallas, right?
Yeah.
They're a really solid team, and I told you that. I said I do not see them losing to underdogs, basically, period. Obviously, everyone lost to Toronto.
I already know what my thoughts are.
I don't see them winning an event.
Okay.
Right now.
So this is how I see it, right? Yeah. There's a couple of things that I think can play into these two teams, both of them. And I actually think, funny enough, I think they're very, very, very similar in terms of this, what I'm about to say.
Issue?
Yeah, I think they're both, I would honestly say this for both of these teams, right? Mm-hmm. So it's easy to address. First of all,
you can build them later. They end up winning after this.
Yeah. Yes, my lawyer will give you my bill. My lawyer?
I don't know. My agent.
My agent will give you my bill. First of all, I do think it is meta based. Yeah. I think different metas will suit these two teams differently and better. I think that's quite an easy answer.
Fair enough.
Second one.
Last year with Dallas.
Yeah. Second one. This might be really like weird to say, but like very obvious.
Speak your truth. It's all right.
Vetoes.
Okay.
I really do think...
Not impressed?
No, I'm not impressed with some of the vetoes. Damn. I think some of them are so stupid.
You hear that, Rambo, right? No, I'm just joking.
No, Rambo, I love Rambo.
Joking.
He's great.
Just joking.
He's great. I just think that like some of the vetoes that we were seeing were just bad decisions.
Give an example.
I mean, I need the stats in front of me to say it, and I can't honestly remember off the top of my head.
We don't have anything in front of us.
What I distinctly remember is thinking like, in the green room, looking at some of the vetoes, looking at what they're playing and thinking, why are they playing that? Yeah. Against this person.
Against that team.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Why didn't they choose this? Or like choosing what, I understand this to a degree, but like choosing what they're best at, but it's also the other person's best, but they're better at it than them. If that makes any sense.
The other team is better?
Yeah.
Right. So like basically like...
Choose something that they're really not good at, but you're okay at.
Right. So like let's reference like Faze in this scenario. Yeah. Like you're saying like Dallas is playing Faze in a game type that Dallas is really good at.
Yeah,
But Faze is actually really good at it too.
Better
So basically you're saying you think for their vetoes they need to go for the weak spot.
Yeah.
Like you might be weak at this game type, but so's Faze, so go get good at that.
Stage.
Yeah.
Teams need to rework their bests.
Yeah. 100%.
Like they need to like be best at something else.
With a veto system, you need to be good at what you know people are going to try to play against you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that was
Be
our
good. Yeah,
was our bread and
exactly.
butter for Halo
Exactly.
5. It was like, right, we need to get good at these two game types because everyone's going to pick it against us.
Yeah.
You make it a strong suit, all of a sudden it's in everyone's mind.
I
right?
agree.
Yeah.
Like that is what's
That's a
going
good
to happen.
point. So
and I think that is where LAG also did such a great job.
Yeah.
Because they were literally, Faze had not been beaten on Miami S&D.
Mm-hmm.
LAG must have worked the heck out of that map
to be prepared for him.
And we're like thinking about how that veto system must have gone. And we're like, okay, this could be this situation. This could be this situation. If we don't get the coin flip or whatever it is, they're going to choose S&D Miami. Let's be incredible at it.
Right. So they bait him in because they're like, you're undefeated on this.
And that's how they beat them.
Yeah, right. So it's like you're okay with playing a team on their best, but you need to be more ready for it.
I just think there should be some more finesse.
So what do you think for Chicago
systems.
then? Just same thing?
I think that would be very helpful for them.
Yeah.
I think.
You know what I don't understand?
Yeah.
And maybe you can explain this. How in the world is everyone like Optic Chicago checkmate?
Yes.
Why
always,
are you playing? Why are you continuing to play them in checkmate?
I don't know. And this is one of my questions. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But look, I just think it needs to be reworked.
Yeah. Fair
heavily
enough.
reworked.
I like the input.
Yeah, and I think that is the only. I can't tell you to be like drop somebody because I just
I
don't think it goes that way. I don't think
so.
that's even a choice.
For teams that are so talented,
they're fantastic.
And teams that are so talented like Dallas and Chicago.
Yeah.
That don't have personal problems.
No.
Don't have like some kind of internal issue that we know of.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to ask you, what do they need to do?
I don't think it comes down to whether or not any of the players are capable. It's not at all that they are. Yes, the answer is 100%.
It's the strategy.
Would pick that team together 100 times out of 10.
Yeah.
100 times out of 10, 100 times out of 100, okay? But I think it's more of a planning.
That's how good they are. You'd pick them 100 times out of 10.
Exactly, 100 times out of 10. I think it comes down to a planning problem. I think it comes down to strategy, and I also think it comes down to preparation.
I respect it.
And you know what? Push all three of them as much as you can going to stage 3 because
you got a new meta, rework the maps like you're saying.
Right now, the CDL points board: Faze, Dallas, Chicago.
Yeah,
those are the top 3 right now.
Yeah, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I saw Hex put out a Instagram post saying we have some work to do, and it was like they were top 3.
Yeah.
Is he just saying because they wanted the 1 spot?
Yeah, number 1.
I didn't know if there was like some kind of other meaning.
Yeah, they're also quite a few points.
Like,
they are a few points behind.
Yeah, but I remember seeing them in top 3, and I was like,
Atlanta.
I was like, I thought they were gonna be worse.
No.
I'll be honest, I thought Optic would be worse because when they got 4th.
They did really. You got to remember they did really well early on.
Stage because the group stage points got you.
Yeah, they did really well early on to get onto the top of that leaderboard. I think that's honestly some of the key to the season.
Picking Chicago to win the first major.
I know. I think a lot of people were.
And then
the way that they were playing at the beginning was fantastic.
And then all of a sudden now,
but that's where it comes down to the planning.
Yeah.
It's working out what you've got to do to beat teams in a certain way because it doesn't always just come down to skill based matches.
Do you put that on the coaching? Do you put it on players? All around?
I think all around.
That's what
I don't think it is just a coaching thing. I think it's like...
Because players could be like, I don't want to play this.
No, exactly.
It's that simple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know what's quite funny about it? I wonder if there's any teams that also finesse their scrims. I wonder if there's any teams that on purposely don't do well on a certain map in a scrim to be like, yeah, we're rubbish. Yeah. Pick this map. Pick this mode of map.
We've done that.
Have you?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And,
talk to me. Why?
Well, like
how?
When? There's a veto system back in 2016, 2017, and I don't want to say like we did it as in like purposely, but we're just kind of like, I just want to like start playing like some of the game types that people don't play against us. So like we just like stopped practicing it.
Right.
And we're okay, right, head into 2016 season finals, we didn't even like care. Kali flag, we were the best team. No one would play us on it.
Yeah.
Period. Right.
Yeah.
So like we just kind of like would go through it and we'd care. Like, we're trying to make sure our teamwork's good, all that stuff. And we streamed everything back then. So we would like finish playing it, and I just feel like it was such an afterthought of like, we're not gonna play it anyway. Oh well, kind of thing. And then but in the back of our heads, we're like, we really want to play this at an event because we know how good we are. So when we scrim it, it was just like, let's just like not, just don't acknowledge it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Don't acknowledge
yeah.
it. Don't talk about it. You know, don't talk about, you know.
Exactly.
So we'd go in. So like, not like we were like purposely not playing it or anything
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
but we were just kind of like, we'd go into it knowing like, don't talk about the fact that no one will play us in it. Don't, you know, don't go over stuff.
You're not to the extreme. I was saying like costing in a scrim.
No,
like,
exactly.
We're literally gonna just die.
Well, we streamed everything, so we can't.
You
we
know
couldn't.
exactly. Yeah.
But like, and then the very first season, the season 6 final, season 1 final, season 1 final against E6.
There we go.
They picked Kali Flag against
People
us.
are like, how many seasons did I miss?
Yeah. They picked Kali Flag against us, and I remember just thinking like, you don't know what you just did.
Yeah. And then you look at each other. It worked, boys. It worked.
I mean, like, so it wasn't like super hard intentional, but
I know.
it's definitely.
Hey, well, I was onto something there. Then.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, I just think I think it just in terms of vetoes, I just think there is a very, very smart way to go approach it, and there's also ways that you can literally lose a series because of vetoes as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's actually worth looking into very heavily as a team.
I mean, I don't want to keep referencing ourselves, but it's
No,
easy
good.
to do for competitive.
I want you to.
We lost season 2 finals against Envy because of that. We could have won it. Like we were in 3 winners bracket, but we lost it because we were really bad at True Slayer, and we were really bad at Regret Slayer, and that's why we lost it. Because game 6, game 7, both Slayers lose. That's it. You know? I think it was game 5 and game 7. Sorry, but vetoes play a massive part of it because we weren't perfect in it. But what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Get better.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do.
Practice.
Yeah.
So final topic, because we have actually been talking about the major for a while now.
Yeah.
Final topic, Ultra.
Yeah.
Obviously winning. So Ultra, absolutely incredible. Congratulations, that entire team. Honestly, super well deserved. You can't fault it. It was incredible what they were doing. I've never seen a team peak fast in my life. Within a week.
Completely given up on being an expert on anything.
Were you trying to be a COD expert?
I kind of felt like I knew what I was talking about.
Of course you did.
You know, I watch a lot. I've played.
Well, I think we all do, but I think you have to realize as well is in anything.
Yeah.
People
expect the unexpected.
Yeah, you got to. You have to expect the unexpected, because I think another thing as well is something that you have to realize in Call of Duty too. Every single person in this league is very, very good. Okay.
Are they though?
Yes, they are.
I'm just
yes,
joking.
they are. They're all very good. People have good and bad days. People are better at other things than others.
This is the thing, though.
Roles.
This is the thing. And let me tell you why I didn't see Toronto's thing happening.
I don't think anyone did, love. 9 people did.
I know,
on their management.
But listen.
Yeah.
I get it. You got your good days. You got your bad days. Okay. Where was Bance's good day? At all. In this stage 2, I mean, really probably even stage 1.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally texted his fiance saying he was going to retire.
Yeah, no, I know.
Because of how bad he was.
I know.
So that's why I've given up. Not actually, because I'm still here talking about it. But in my mind, when it comes to, I don't think they're going to do good because, this player is really struggling, I've given up because it makes 0 sense. Yeah. But it is totally awesome at the same time.
No, I think I can't tell you on that kind of individual level what happened with Bance. But all I know is he showed up when he needed to.
I respect it.
I
respect it. I'm happy for him. I said it.
Me too.
I literally said it.
I like a comeback story.
I said it weeks and weeks ago. I said it's not because he's not capable. Like something's going wrong. It's not because you're not capable.
I said that to him in his interview.
Yeah.
I said it was in you all the time. Yeah. Because it was clearly, because it was right there in front of us, and also against the best team in the world as well.
And also
because they are the top of the leaderboard. So they are technically right now the best team in the world.
Just to say this though too.
Yeah.
He didn't do it one day. He did it every day.
Yeah, he did.
He was good throughout the entire thing.
He was.
So that's why, like,
it wasn't just
I'm being sarcastic and saying like I've given up on being an expert, but it's just crazy like how someone, because like, it's just crazy how someone turned around like that, and it's good for him. And I hope he finds the consistency now to.
I think he will.
Because now I don't think Toronto will make a change. They just won.
I honestly think you can snowball in opposite directions. Yeah. I think you can have one really bad day at the office, and suddenly you're like, am I bad? Yeah. And like it can keep going and going and going.
And then on the flip side,
you have a great time, and you're like, actually, I'm awesome.
Did you see?
It's a mindset thing. I want to see if you're in the same. Your brain controls everything.
Agreed. I want to see if you're in the same mindset as me here.
Yeah.
If Toronto just flops in the major, they make a change, right? No Zinni, no Winnie.
Yeah.
Like Bance is gone.
Yeah.
If they don't do good this stage 2.
I mean, no disrespect to Bance, but I think he knew that anyway. He was ready for it.
Yeah.
I think he said literally, he was like, change me. like, change.
Well, because he literally texted his fiance. He shared it. He texted his fiance being like,
Yeah.
you know. But I love the story. I love the comeback story.
Yeah.
I hope it keeps up for him.
It's very cool. I mean, just continuing on the Bants thing, just like a really cool little stat line. That's the second full European roster to have won a stage in the Call of Duty history.
Yeah.
So first one being Splice in 2017, stage 1. They won, and Bants was actually on that roster, and now stage 2. All European roster has also again won, and Bants was part of that team too.
Can I get your opinion though?
Yeah.
Like, at what point are you no longer a European team?
What do you mean?
Like, if you're a European team, but you're living in North America.
No, you're still European.
You are, but like, are you?
Yeah.
Because like the whole thing with so let me explain a little bit.
I'm British. What do you think? I'm American?
No, but listen.
Yeah.
You're not. But I'm not taking away their like nationality. Like, that's not what I mean.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, as a player, because the whole thing from a long time of competing, right? Like, I started playing back in 2006, and the whole thing was like, you were competing in EU, right? You'd come over to North America, and like there'd be like one player that'd be like nuts, right? So it was really hard to find, I don't want to say one player, but like one player like per couple teams, right? So like the whole Splice situation, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, I don't think you would know this because I don't even know this either, but I think that Splice team, I think that they were in the UK at the time. Like, they were living in Europe, and they came over to NA and they won the tournament, and everyone's freaking out, you know what I mean? Because Europe did it. They beat all the North America, because North America for console games has always been really dominant. So you get what I'm saying? Like, you now are in a franchise league.
Yeah.
You're all living. Do they live in Toronto? I think they might live in Toronto.
Yeah, they do.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, it's still it's still for European players. So I'm not like taking away. It still is. But
it's still a European team because they're European players. But I do think they play for Canada. So like, this is what I'm saying. Like, when I commented on Bantz's, GG's post, right? Yeah. When they won. And I said something like, you should be really proud of yourself, and I know that Canada are too. Yeah. Okay? Because they're playing for Canada. They are representing Canada, but they're also representing themselves, which is European. Okay? So I guess you can't say like, Europe won. Right. You can't say Europe won. Canada won. Right. That's my point. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying an all European roster. Yeah. The second time an all European roster. Because Splice also, is Splice a UK team? Is Splice from like made in the UK? I don't think so. Exactly. I don't know. But then like Splice is also considered that European roster for Splice. Right. No, but like, so you get my you get my point though. You get me? Yeah. So I get your point, but I'm also saying like their heritage and stuff is still Europe, but they're representing Canada. Yeah. It's just different than it was back then, I guess, is how you'd explain it. Yeah. Because like back then you were living in Europe. Like, it was like famous, like these storylines, because you were living in Europe playing against, like, let's say it, lesser talented teams, because most of the European teams wouldn't come over and get top 8, right? It was like one of the European teams would get top 8. So like when they would have an incredible showing, same thing as Halo, it'd be like, holy Jesus, they got top 8 with like not playing, like, you're not practicing against the best. Yeah. And that's why it was so impressive. But it's like now, it's just kind of like a different, it's just like the wording, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's just like, you're just respecting their heritage and where they're from. Yeah. I'm not saying it's like, I was just curious on like a someone literally said technicality. To me, well, they're European. Someone said to me like on my comment. About the Toronto thing? I didn't even reply to the dude, but I would have been like, yeah, but they represent Canada. Yeah. They have Canadian fans. Right. So that's kind London have the London fans, the UK fans. This is Toronto. Because that's the purpose of franchising. Yes. It's representing, cities. And so, okay, so you agree with me. I completely agree. Yeah. So anyway, but Toronto, huge congratulations. Absolutely incredible. The boys played out their freaking minds. It was so impressive to see Toronto peak the way that they did throughout the entire major, because they actually made a winners bracket run into the elimination bracket. Optic and winners. Yeah. Into the elimination bracket and back up again, straight to the grand finals and won it. You know what I love about Toronto's run is that they now, one, I'm super interested to see where they go. Do you love that they won? I do. No, but listen, I love the fact that, this is underdog story. I love the fact now I'm super intrigued to see now what they go do. Before, I kind of wouldn't say I necessarily cared
how well they did or anything, you
Yeah.
know, besides the no zinny, no winny. And then like now what I love about them winning is I guarantee you a light bulb went off for so many teams being like,
We can do
we
this.
can do
Yes,
we can
different.
if they did that, we can do this. And now
100%.
the league is already in one of the most competitive spots
Yep.
I've seen.
Stage 3 is
Banging.
going to be
Banging.
a roller coaster of emotions, competitive wise, like
Yeah.
100%. Speaking of competition,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, Moira, she came
You
out
figure
again.
out a way to bring it in every episode.
Disgruntled pelican.
Oh, okay. You gotta come up with new lines. You say that,
I love
every
that
time we
line.
say Mora, you always, that's the first line you go to.
Competition.
Yeah.
No, I can't do it again. It was just a one-time
Yeah.
thing, folks. Hope you heard it. So, obviously, 10K winner.
Yeah.
Well done, Baze.
Per
I remember,
Halo?
I actually,
Yeah.
I caught the end of it. I was very proud of you.
Thanks.
Very proud
Won
of
3
you.
out of 4.
Not gonna lie, Team Slayers make me really nervy. Like, really, really nervy when I watch you
Yeah.
play Team Slayer. Just because, like, I just feel like I can go
You know,
either
like
way.
Team Slayer. Team
No,
Slayers
I
are
just-
really fluky.
It's really fluky.
Yeah.
And, like, every time you win, I'm like, oh, well done, Baze. Like, but I just do
not
feel
our
like
strong
it
suit.
could have been anything. It could have been anyone or anything.
Yeah.
Those,
Oh,
I
we
feel are
didn't,
just like,
We won 3-1 in finals. We lost to Slayer in the finals.
I know.
You're just saying in general, like when you watch.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
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 Like, it terrifies me.
You're
'Cause-
glad are you glad we didn't go game 5 then?
Yes,
Yeah.
because I do not like how I hate that a Team Slayer is a final
Yeah.
decider.
Careful.
What the
Careful,
hell?
I might upset some Halo fans.
Well, I'm sorry if I do, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
don't
I
Team
feel like it
Slayers
should
either.
be more strategy
I hope
based.
in Infinite we can come up with something.
And I understand people's argument with Team Slayers being like it is
49,
strategy
49.
based.
No, it's really
It's
not.
not. It's really not. It's like it's all about
There's strategy to it.
there
I
is
just,
strategy
I just
to
don't
it.
like how
You can
snowbally
spawn
it
trap.
is.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
snowbally. Like that's the problem. You get 4 dead.
You're down
Go-
15
you
kills.
find their spawn. That's
you're down
it. Bang.
15 kills on a Slayer, like for the most part you lost.
You lost
compared
yeah.
to any objective game.
Oh
it's
my
like,
god, though! But on Sunday, you
Oh, the
guys
H-
brought
the
it
H3
back.
thing, yeah.
Oh my god, you guys brought it was so close.
Yeah,
I
the
felt,
H3 thing. Yeah.
I was gutted because like I remember like Lethal actually I was watching his point of view, obviously because he was the only one streaming
Mm-hmm.
it, and you guys were getting like a lot of their team like absolute,
Yeah.
but just
Couldn't
couldn't
get the kills.
find them.
Yeah.
And the end part, and I was like, I thought you were gonna do it. I really
no,
did.
I know. I made a mistake at the end. TJ and I both made a mistake at the end.
What
that
happened?
costed. We just had him on a spawn trap, and TJ, like Brad and Joey. We're talking about the Sunday tournament now,
Yeah,
not the
sorry.
10K, just so you guys know. But
H3.
we Brad and Joey were over at red side. TJ was like towards blue, and I was
Right.
at gold. And we killed 2 people over at red. I was at gold. I looked red. I killed those guys with Brad and Joey, and I knew that they were gonna spawn pink and go over towards blue. And TJ tried getting under the base to like get the cutoff, and I tried going front to help him like get them weak. And someone got over there really quick, killed TJ, and then I died to the people spawning up. So it went from like a tied game to
Yeah.
shoot, we're on the back foot. The I don't really care. The H3 stuff, it's just fun. It's fun. I had a lot of fun playing with TJ again. Team with APG again. It's always great. That's really why I did it though. I just did it to get games in with TJ. It's been a long, it was a long time. The 10K win I'm really proud of because I feel like we ended Halo 5 on a strong note.
Me too. I'm so proud.
Especially just in a time where like I'm just not in a great mindset with it. Like
I
I wouldn't
know.
say we talk about it all the time. I care, but I don't care, But there's like a lot of storylines because we are such an established team. A lot of the same storylines get spun,
Right.
We don't care. We don't play.
You don't practice.
We don't practice.
That's why.
That's why.
But no one else practices.
But no one else practices, and no one else cares, and so like I just get kind of like fed up with it. So to like come out and win and kind of show like,
hey, this was the last
this
dance.
is the last one.
This is fun.
Not for anything. People over on the Halo side, as soon as we lose, we're in a slump. You know what I mean? Like we literally, as soon as we lose one tournament, we're in a slump. We're in a slump. We don't care. We don't play.
Yeah.
We won 3 in a row. We lost one tournament, and it was like, oh, those guys don't care. Like they've given up again. Like they have such a hard time with inconceivables. Like every time they're such a bad matchup with inconceivables, and I'm sitting there like, bro, we beat them 3 times in a row. And we lost once, and like what are you talking about? Like
where's that coming
exactly. And then like we got second last tournament, and not the 10K, the 5K the week before, we got second at Cloud9 and lost game 5, and people are like, oh, Sentinels is slumping. I'm like, dude, we went game 5. Like, what do you, you know what I mean?
Can I ask you a
went
question?
game 5 with the winners. Yeah, of course you can.
I mean, like, you can answer this in any way you want to in terms of, like, thinking back to a certain time or whether you feel this now at certain points. But, you know, obviously, you guys have been on the top of your game for a very long time, despite that every
Going
now
on
and then.
6 years.
Yeah, despite every now and then.
Oh, we stay.
Small little inconsistencies of, like.
We're consistently at the top.
Yeah,
over
but
6
you are
years.
consistently at the top and you have.
With our group.
Yeah, exactly. Do you ever feel like there's people who kind of root against you just because of how good you guys are?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And does that ever bother you?
It doesn't bother me.
They just want to see you fail because you guys have been so good.
I don't know. Like, I think I've gotten better. Like, you know me, like, I'm pretty good now. Like, I just don't really care. Like, no offense to anyone listening that knows me in Halo, but like, you can kind of have any opinion you want now, and I just don't really whatever to me. Back in the day, I'd say it bothered me a lot. Like, we'd be like 2016, we're winning and we're working harder than everyone, and you know, I mean, by all accounts, we're just doing everything right. We're trying to set the right image. We're playing the most, streaming the most, and like, people just wouldn't go on our side, and it was because of how good we were. And people said it. I just want them to lose, and it's like, thanks, you know, like, thanks a lot. Like, you just want to see us fail. That's great, you know. I've gotten a lot better of it not bothering me, because you realize, like, just root for the underdog and whatever. I'm the opposite. I don't root for the underdog most of the time. I don't know. You know, okay, so it used to bother me, right? Now it doesn't. You could root for whoever you want. I just don't like when people are like kind of like mean about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like when people are like, I don't root for so and so because you know, I don't like this. I don't like snake bites, you know, rude or something like that.
They're not rude.
Right. So it's like, I don't but no, but I'm saying
you're
like,
at least rude person I know.
I can be rude. I can be rude in streaming.
What do you mean? How can you be rude in streaming?
I put people in their place.
Yeah, because they're rude.
Because they're rude to me.
Little wipes, turds.
No. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't like when you root against us because you just come up with a narrative in your head and you try to like convince people.
Well, people want to see you fail because they want the story of they want someone else to win because it's so epic that they've taken down the ultimate team. Like, that's why.
And I've just like learned to accept that over time. And like, you know,
does it fuel you? I think on the other side, on the flip side, is there at any point in your head you go to yourself, I really want to win this. Like, a part of me wants to win this, not solely, but a part of me wants to win this because I just want to turn around to those people who are like, oh, take Tox down, or take, you know, whoever it was back then.
Sen, take CLG, take Optic.
Not really Sen right now because we haven't had a chance to really be like that. But like, at the time it was Tox or OG.
Yeah, or CLG.
Or CLG.
Yeah.
Any of them, they were just like, in your head, you're like, I really want to win this because we are still on top of our game and no one can take us down. Yeah. Prove everyone wrong.
Yeah. Like,
not even wrong, but just prove all the people who want to see it happen.
You have to
deny them of it.
Like, so I kind of said this in my stream the other day, and bear with me to the listeners because I promise I'm not actually like cocky to where you need to hate me. But when you are as successful as we have been over the course of our 6 years of teaming, you need to find little victories and little goals that are going to push you, because like winning a tournament now, it's the major goal, but like if that's my sole purpose always, it's going to fade away, because we've done it so many times where like you lose that feeling of that purpose. You know, it's still there, you still want to win, but if overall like your only thing is like, oh, I just want to win the tournament, it's like, well, we've won, you know, like 20, you know, or you get what I mean? So I look for many small victories of game types I want to win or people I want to beat and stuff like that. Go back to the first one. This can be really mean, so I'm sorry. Go back to the first Worlds. The finals was the only thing that was played on Sunday. So Saturday, us and Allegiance make it. We know we're better than Allegiance, like plain and simple. Like, everybody knew it. And really, everyone knew we should win the tournament because of how much better we were, right? The storyline was, for Sunday, will Naded get his first win? And it be the world championship. How fitting it would be that the guy who hasn't won his first championship be a world championship, you know? All of Saturday night, like after filming those segments, into Sunday morning, that was my goal. I'm not letting him get a win. You know, that it wasn't, because if I had the goal of I want to win a world championship, the goal is there, but we were so much the favorites where I think I would have almost expected it. Like, oh, we're going to beat them, you know? But because I set this small goal of like, I want to be the one to stop this story from happening, this Cinderella story of him getting a win, I don't know. Like, it's just like a different kind of motive. Like, you're going to go a little extra in the call outs, you know, and in your game.
I don't see that at all as mean. I really don't. I think a few native fans might find that mean, but
it's not like mean.
Do you want me to tell you why I don't find that mean? I don't find that mean because you already know your own mind.
Yeah.
Right? You know that, and that's smart. Okay? And in the long run, if you want to win the event anyway, even if your goal was to just win the event, they all have to lose to win the event anyway, okay? But the fact that in your head, you were like, I already know that that's not going to quite cut the motivation for me. That's not going to quite do it. It's not going to cut it.
I need to get like fired up.
I need to get fired up. And what's going to fire me up is like everyone's going on about this native storyline. And if I cut that loose, that'll get me fired up. Like the thought of me being like, nope, I'm denying that happening.
No, we're here. You ain't getting that.
I think that's really smart of you to know your own mindset properly, to know what is going to get you fired up properly, and to follow through with that. But also, you did it in like a good way. Like, you're not there tweeting like, I'm about to stop this kid getting his. It's in your own head. There's nothing mean about that.
It's a game.
There's nothing
it's a game
mean
in
about
your own
that.
mind to keep you motivated. You know,
there's nothing mean about that. If anything, that is the mentality of a champion, right there.
Thank you.
It is. It totally is.
I always share the story of you know, we lost XGames. We first formed a team. We had 9 days practice, as did EG. We lose XGames to EG. They got a gold medal. Oh, most brutal loss of all time. Like, genuinely.
Yeah.
Because I had to sit there and, like, watch them be handed the gold medal. Like, we tried to leave, and they're like, no, you need to sit here. Like, we were outside in the cold, freeze. Like, it's a freaking snowstorm in Aspen. And, like, they were doing this, like, medal ceremony. I'm sure you could find it somewhere of us sitting there, and you could just see the look on my face. Like, oh. And they let us have it, like EG, for the fact that TJ left and they beat us and all this stuff. So for the rest of the season, the next 2 events, my motivation was just absolutely body their team every time we played against them. Yeah, because I knew how much better we were. Mm-hmm. So we played them at regionals. We 4-0. It was a close series at regionals. Yeah. We 4-0'd them, but it was close. And then as time was going on, they were becoming less and less strong, and we were getting better. And this is the part of the story I always share. Like, they lose in group play to Renegades, so they get second in their group, and it's randomized brackets. It's single limb randomized brackets. And all the pro players are literally sat together watching this live drawing of what your bracket's going to be. Yeah. And so our team's all sitting there, and EG gets pulled, and you know, it has us, like, we're first, and it's like who we're gonna play, seeding. Yeah. And it's like, okay, we have to play a team that got second, so it's like you have a 1 in 4 chance, right? And we pulled EG.
Oh my god. I'm
not even joking. You could see the panic on their face of they literally head down, walk to our home station. On our side, we start high-fiving each other. We're like, let's fucking go. And like, no, because, and it wasn't like, we're not taking them lightly. It was like, yeah. Hi. Remember that gold medal? Us? Yeah. Remember that gold medal you beat? Here. Yeah. Enjoy 8th place.
Oh my gosh.
But it's like, and this is exactly the point for me. If I was only motivated, like, oh, I want to go win worlds, then like going up against EG, it's so easy to overlook such a great team. You know?
Yeah.
And I think that's why our team's always been really consistent, is because we find those small, little victories. Something someone says, something someone does.
Yeah. I feel like it's always been your saying, don't motivate someone to want to beat you more.
Don't give people a reason to want to beat you.
Yeah, exactly.
And for our team, I always laughed, like, back in, and like, I don't know what's gonna happen with Infinite, right?
Yeah,
like, we could play the game and be terrible. Like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping we're not. But I don't know.
You're excited to pick up the sticks to something brand new and learn something new.
I can't wait.
And put like all your effort into it.
I literally can't wait. But in Halo 5, like, I can say it now because I can look back, and I'm not saying it in a cocky way. I'm saying it in how the timeline went.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'd play online, and we'd play a team, and they'd stream their scrims. You know, sometimes they'd stream their scrims.
Yeah.
Against us. the amount of shit that people talk during scrims, it's normal. I don't take it super personal. Like, I get it. You know, like, I get why you call me a warrior. I get why you say we're better online, yada, yada, yada. But, like...
You're better online? Someone said you're better online?
A lot. People still will say it.
Who?
It's like...
You're kidding me.
No, I promise you. People say it.
That is the dumbest stuff I've ever heard in my life. How can you say you're better online?
Well, the last person that I heard said it was Penguin. He said it after they beat us in a reach event that we got third, and he said, like, those guys are better online. And I have to bite my tongue with it because I could go off about Halo 5 and yada yada. But
to say a double world champion and then also not even just double world champion, but then multiple event winner on LAN,
you know,
to say they're better online is the dumbest I've ever heard in my life. Like how, like that is, like okay, hold on.
Like,
but like, fair enough to have a bit of just chatter. Like, fair enough. Like, whatever gets you fired up, man.
He said it in a dumb context because we were playing H2A, which is a game that, like, our entire team with APG, like, we all in H2A were in the top 3. He said it. It was just like a reckless comment. I don't like hold it against him. I don't care.
Comment. It's a dumb comment.
Yeah. Well, like, so he
said
up with
something better than that, man. Come up with something that's actually going to hurt because it could be potentially true.
He said it because we beat him in, like, we won all the online stuff basically in reach, and then we went to the event and we just had a bad event and got third. And we played them in H2A and we, like, stomped whoever. I don't know what team he was on at the time. I don't think it was Cloud9, but we stomped whatever team he was on. Maybe it was Cloud9. It might have been. I don't know. But we beat them. Oh yeah, it was Cloud9, but we beat them. Yeah. I don't want to say stomp, but we beat them. And, you know, we're sitting in the finals playing against, like, XYZ team, and we beat them. And he said, you know, he makes that comment about, like, us being better online. And like I just, like, kind of like to what we talked about, that is a comment that will forever stick with me. Like, you saying something like that.
Gone, done it now,
it's
Penguin.
No, it's not, because it's not like it's not like, oh, I'm gunning for you or anything like that.
I know.
But like, when I go to the first LAN event, that's how my brain works. I'm like, I got something. Yeah. We might not win. Yeah. We might not win, but, like, I have the goal of, like, I need to play really well here because, like, I just say something non-biased as well? Yeah.
By the way, but throughout all of this, even when we were back at, you know, Atlantic City with UGC, like, from then on, like, I just want to say you have done an incredible job at going from online to, you know, through the pandemic to online. You've done an amazing job at being absolutely incredible, like, spot on with your gameplay, like, individually. Like, you have been so good. And, like, for people, I hope people recognize that. And somebody that I feel like has recognized that is Goofy. I think Goofy, every time I've tuned in to HCS or I work HCS during the break with CDL and stuff, like, he has said many times, like, how talented you are.
Yeah, that's
and
nice. That's nice
you really are very talented individually. I've been very impressed watching.
You're a little biased, very but I appreciate it.
I'm not even biased. Someone else I've felt has been really great recently as well. APG has been fantastic. He's a phenomenal player. Yeah. I think, you know, Infinite and stuff, I think he's going to excel. I think he's fantastic at video games, obviously. So, like, whatever Halo Infinite brings, I think he'll be great.
I'm just proud to have navigated through this time period.
Yeah.
You know, through the grassroots of going back to Halo 3 and Reach and H2A and then back to H5. Like, in a time that I would say I wasn't super motivated or really excited. You know, I figured out a way to kind of keep making it work. And that's what gameplay stuff aside and everything.
I do think, like, regardless of that, though, and regardless of just making it work, which you have, definitely. But I do think that, hey, whatever you want to say, guys, if you want to say this is biased, no problem. I totally understand that. But I'm just saying what I notice, and I'm sure a lot of you do too. So, hey, let me know if you're with me. But for you in particular, I do think you're a very, very unique type of player. Very unique. And I think there's a lot of flashy players out there who are fantastic. I know there's a lot of them, not just on your team, but, like, a lot of them.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of great objective players. There's a lot of smart players. Yeah. There's very few who's everything combined, right? For me, you are extremely unique because you do stat quite often. You've got great stats. You're always first or second on the leaderboard usually. I do notice. You are.
Yeah,
you are.
Sometimes.
You are.
It's tough with my
team.
But
regardless,
it's tough to get as many kills as, like, Brad and...
I know, but this is the thing. You do. Like, so you have high kills.
Yeah.
your intelligence on the map is unmatched. Like you literally are, so many times have I seen, like, especially like capping a flag and stuff, like when you like, you know when the perfect time to like pull a flag is, like, and the back-to-back also caps as well, like runs, and you're like, APG, grab that flag right now, there's 4 dead, like, we're going again. Like, it's just the stuff that you do and say is so good and so unique, and the stuff that you accomplish is incredible.
I appreciate it.
Like, I've been
doing it a long time.
It frustrates me because I sometimes don't think people see it.
Well,
I just don't think sometimes people actually recognize that actually what you do.
Yeah, it's something that's amazing. Really, it's something, and I think this goes for everyone on my team for the most part. What you're saying, I really think about everyone on my team.
Yeah, I know.
But
I agree.
I think it's just something that's really difficult. Like that stuff that you're talking about is so minuscule to, like, people aren't noticing. You know, it might be minuscule. No, it's big in the game,
but it is so like, it's so like people needed.
Don't people don't hear the comms.
It's the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah, like people don't hear the comms, or people don't know like the 1v1 you won across the map that saved the game. Like, you know what I mean, stuff like that. But yeah.
But that's the thing. I hear them.
Yeah.
Because I'm here. Yeah. As well. Like, it's, and I also then tune into your stream when you were streaming previously.
No,
like,
I know.
stuff like that. Like, it's, and I think people who do tune into your stream throughout tournaments, unlike, you know, Bo, you've got like A-Train, you've got a lot of people who recognize what you do.
Brad Frosty, like, actually, it's funny, they said something to me like really similar to what you're saying over the weekend, and said like, we're talking about Infinite, and I said like, I can't wait, you know, and we were talking about it, and he said something along the lines of like, he's saying something I'm really good at is like putting myself in a specific, I put myself in specific situations over and over and over again, and he was saying how well I excel at it, and then he was like, dude, I can't tell you the amount of times like in H2A it'd be a tie game, and he goes, and you would literally just bail your team out. Like, you just make a play on your own, go do this, and he's like, you did it over and over and over again. And I just said, I was like, it's what I'm comfortable. Like, I feel my game has gotten better and better because my level of seriousness has shifted majorly. I went from being a really talented young kid to quickly learning that just isn't gonna, for me, that's just not enough. Because
you're so smart on the map.
Thank you.
I think that's really different. I think that's where you've excelled so much through, you know, your pro career.
Yeah.
And as you've got older, is that like, not only when you're a kid, you were very talented early on, just in terms of your skill, your pure skill.
My individual skill has always been up there. I just wasn't like a communicator or leader.
Because you were FFA kid at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll start somewhere.
Exactly.
But then I think you've progressed into this like genuine, like, like, this is how I see you sometimes when you play.
Okay.
I feel you. I can literally almost hear you weighing up the potential situations. Like, what could be the potential outcome if I do this with the team?
Yeah.
And you do it so fast, like in your head, you'll see something happening and you'll see them doing something. You're like, we could do this and this will be the perfect counter. And it's quick. It's like, you do this, you do this, you do this. I'm going here.
So my mindset, we're running a little long, so we'll
wrap
clean
up
it up about me. But my mindset from Halo 5 really changed because of how much was on the line. And my mindset really became like, I feel as bad as, I've talked about this, I think, before, but as bad as losing feels, I have a brand new mindset when it comes to, like, I feel so prepared for every situation that even when we lose, even when it doesn't go well and something goes wrong and we lose the event or maybe we lose the game, I have a calmness in my mind now that I did everything I could. We tried everything possible. And it didn't work out. Something went wrong and we'll fix it later, you know? But like before, like when I was younger, you would lose and you just always had this feeling of like, I wish this happened. I wish I would have done this instead. I don't have that anymore. Now it's like, I know what went wrong, or we tried everything we could. And in 2018, when we were losing, that's how it felt. We weren't losing because of lack of effort after we knew the events were happening. You know, we took a break and then we came back. But once we knew the events were there, the effort's there. So when you lose the event, like, there's just a calmness to it of like, we're going to get there. Yeah. But there's no panic. Yeah. You know? And to what you're saying, that's where that comes from now. Yeah. Is I understand every situation. I was telling you yesterday, you know, people in my stream are like mind blown because I had theater. Like, I had other teams' gameplays saved from 2016, 2017, 2018. Yeah. And there were people like, dude, I didn't even know you could get that film. And I was like, Yeah, like I was like,
I
this is
know.
what. And if you go back to 2016 Worlds, you'd see me. They had a really short clip of it, probably because they didn't know what I was doing, so they didn't want to show it. I had a small little book. I threw it out actually recently. I think when we moved, I had a small little book. It was a small red book, and it had every team strats laid out on every single game
wow.
type of every page. This person's gonna do this. This person's gonna do this. They like to go do this.
Are you
They're
gonna get a red book for Infinite? I think we should.
Probably.
I think we should get a red
Depends
book.
what kind of game it is. That's what it depends on. Because in 2018 I didn't do stuff like that, and it was because it just became irrelevant. It didn't matter. Everyone knew what to do at that point.
Yeah,
so
but you're learning.
Yeah, but for Infinite, like I'll probably do stuff like that. I just don't know to what extent. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I mean, things that people don't see that I do, because obviously I live with you. Like every time you finish a tournament. Right. Yeah. It's so funny that people are like, they don't care. They don't know.
You have to listen. You have to watch me just punch the air. Just
no, not even that. But like, he'll lie in bed with me after the tournament, literally coming straight off of the tournament.
Yeah.
He'll come to bed, lie in bed. He will watch all of his games back with the team. Literally, I'm not even kidding. Like, watch the tournament back, like to see what they were doing, what they did wrong, what they could have done better here. I'm not even kidding as well. So if you like, it's funny to say that, oh, they don't care. But like, there's still something ingrained in him, even though it frustrates the hell out of him sometimes with like what's been going on. But he will watch everything back because he can't help it.
I wish I could not care.
I know, he does care. Last thing, because we are having to wrap the whole thing up now. But I am very proud of you.
Thank you.
For getting through this time period, and I'm very, very excited for you for Infinite, because I think it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
You deserve something to really bite your teeth into and go for. And I know how much competition drives you and how much like playing something brand new and how fun it is and how long you've been waiting.
Learning something and
I'm very excited for you.
Thank you. I'm proud of you.
I can't wait. We're going to high five.
Crushed it.
We crushed it.
Crushed the time. Probably one of the hardest time periods most people are going to go through. We pushed through.
Very true. And cheers to better times.
Yes, ma'am.
Cheers to better times. Well, that brings us to talk about the coffee for today and to rate it. So Middle Fork Roasters, we tried the Brazil Canaan Estate. Got to rate it. What are we going to give this medium roast of chocolate chip cookie dough?
7.4.
7.4.
It's just a medium.
Yeah.
It's a medium. Meh for me. Like it's still good. Yeah. But just
Yeah.
Most mediums. That's why I think I had a light roast that I ranked like 8.
Yeah.
On a previous week, and that's why it was so shocking because I enjoyed it. It was still good.
I enjoyed it. I would say I would probably give it about a 7.5, right? And I would say just because I feel like there's nothing that special about it for me. Like it's really good. I drink it with ease, but I wouldn't say it's like, give me more. I love it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like super, super amazing, but I still think it's a well-rounded cup of coffee. Delicious. Can't go wrong. That's what I would say.
Agreed.
Can't go wrong with it.
I'm going to have it tomorrow, so don't worry.
There we go.
We'll have it again.
So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I apologize again for lack of visuals if you are listening on YouTube. We hope you've enjoyed episode 9. Kind of crazy, 9 weeks in. So awesome stuff. We appreciate all the love and support that you've been giving us throughout the weeks and throughout this incredible journey. Let us know your thoughts and feelings. We were very esports heavy this week, but I think it's just because it has been a very heavy esports week.
Next week we'll have to come up with some topics about us and stuff because we don't have
CDL or Halo. So I'll tell you what, we'll probably put out a Q&A on our Twitter.
I like that.
And our Instagram, and we're going to gather up some questions that you guys may have, and we'll do a little Q&A with each other and see if we can dive deeper into the life of PJ and LVP.
Or just like any life advice in general.
Anything you want to know really about anything, just let us know and we'll definitely put that out. So stay tuned on our social medias. We've put them in the description below. And thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate and love you guys very much. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. And as usual, stay on the grind.